G'day, morning, Rubber Kitty here. So, jealousy versus envy. I was just listening to this audio book again. I love listening to books. And they were talking about the people being jealous and envious. And so I got curious and decided to Google the difference between jealousy and envy. Jealousy being, the main difference between them being that jealousy is usually the fear of having someone take something away from you, and envy is wanting something that somebody else has. I'll just do a bit of a different walk here. Haven't been up here. Look. Anyway, okay, so jealousy and envy. A lot of people ask me if I get jealous or tell me that I'm jealous or I'm envious. And I sit and think about it, and I think, no, I might get insecure. And quite frankly, I think a lot of jealousy and envy come out of being insecure. If you're afraid of someone taking something away from you, it means that you're not secure in having that. Whether it usually pertains to relationships. And you're afraid that someone's going to take someone away from you, or you guard things jealously. It means that you're still afraid that anything you have, possessions or whatever, is going to be taken away from you. Envy is wanting something that someone else has, so that you don't actually have it, but you want something someone else has. But then are you denying somebody their ability to or the capability to have it? And that's quite self-destructive too, because then you're always on the lookout for anything that could possibly take anything away from you, or looking and dissatisfied with what you have, and you're not showing proper appreciation for what you have. Now, that seems to be a bit pointless to me. I do get insecure myself. And sometimes I do have the same thoughts of, why am I like that, or I want something like that. Yeah, exactly. People don't admit it, Robert. and you go, okay, well, I see something that I like, and I want something like that, but I don't want something exactly like that. Like, you see someone with an awesome relationship, say, and you go, oh yeah, I want a relationship like that, but not exactly like that. I mean, similar but not the same. But what you don't think about in that split moment of, say, envy, is that, they've probably done a lot of work to get to a good relationship like that. There's a couple I know, they've been together for a long, long time. And a lot of people say, well, you've got it easy, blah, blah, blah. Every time I see you on social media, that, everything's all happy and all that sort of stuff. And there's occasional down bits, but, they say, 90% of the time I see stuff from you guys, you're happy. I said, well, they've also worked really hard. Can you imagine the effort that goes into relationships, businesses, all that sort of stuff, where, people have actually worked really hard for it. And the reason why it looks so easy is because they've had to do this over and over again. They've made many mistakes, they've failed, they've miscommunicated, they've done things wrong, but they have not seen it as a failure. They've seen it as a much better reason to try harder, or to improve themselves, to make it better. So when people ask me, am I jealous? Like, am I afraid sometimes people will take things away from me? I can say that when I'm insecure, I can feel, I feel insecure that, somebody might, leave me, but then that is also their choice. You can't crash tackle someone and keep them in a relationship. You can't crash tackle, possessions and try and keep them if technically by law that they're allowed to take it, but, things like that happen. Envy. Do I want something somebody else has? Something similar, maybe occasionally, But realistically, I look at it and go, hey, you know what, that's silly, because I'm a different person to them. So whatever works for them, and what works for me will be slightly different. And one thing you got to keep in mind is that as much as you may be insecure, and I think a lot of these emotions like jealousy and envy come from insecurity. I know, at least on my part, I can get insecure, so I don't really label it as being jealous or envious. I just say, look, I'm feeling insecure at the moment, and this is the reason why. Is that, well, I think I just segued and I completely lost myself then. But yeah, jealousy and envy. There'd be little things that, you know, you might be a little envious and jealous of, but realistically, you're an individual person. You can't have exactly what somebody else wants, something similar maybe, but then I've seen people that, you know, work their way into taking things from other people, thinking I want that because, you know, I'm envious, I'm jealous, I'm feeling insecure, so if I have that, then I will be that person and I will be a better person, or people will love me as much as they do, or something like that, or it'll make me a better person. There is no thing, no relationship that will make you a better person other than you. And, you know, realistically, when you look at what you have and you're not appreciative of it, just remember that there are quite a few people out there that look at what you have and think that you've got it easy. I mean, that's all a matter of perspective and context, but a lot of people will look at what you have and go, damn, you know what, I wish I had that, or that is so awesome. And I get that too. There's a few people that I know that are like, you know, you've got a lot of things going on in your life, but you know what, I envy you, your, you know, my some of my abilities, which are not something that people could take from me, but they quite like that. Some things that I do, and they're quite envious of it. So anyway, I think I've rambled on enough about it. Jealousy and envy, negative emotions, but you can turn it around and make it good. So learn from it whenever you're feeling that. Sort of be honest with yourself and go, okay, well, that wasn't so good. I was feeling a bit insecure then. Why is that? And remember, you're a unique individual, and that what you have, what you want, will be different to everybody else. So there's no need for it. Okay? Love you guys.